How's it going, everyone? Tim here, Tier D Adventures. Hope everyone's all well there. As always, thanks for tuning in. So, in today's video, we're going to be doing a little painting. Again, paint, bodywork, something that's kind of really out of my comfort zone, but I am kind of starting to get there. I'm working a little bit. I always put out at least solid 10 footers. Solid 10 footers look great. You know, we get closer sometimes, but I am slowly honing those skills and everything else. But today we're kind of going to go over a certain paint scheme that really, honestly, has worked out great for me and has fit my style a lot. And we're talking about some of the anime / manga style paint schemes that has simply just kind of blown up and taken over. There's tons of them. There's tons of them. I know I did my first one here on my class 1, posted it, and then Scale Builders Guild posted theirs too in a small little video on his stuff, and then they just kind of popped up everywhere. Now, it's not a style that's for everybody, because this style of paint does take away from like that scale aspect, because it does look anime or cartoony, and some people just don't like that. Others, like myself, really like that, because it actually is also, it's been popular for a while in 1-to-1 and show cards, and is growing as well. And honestly, it's something different than just a couple colors here and there. Like, it adds character to it, and it adds you kind of into it. Now, it honestly doesn't take much. It's not that hard to do, and honestly, even if you do make a slight mistake with this style, it's okay that you can, because then you can make that mistake into just a character part of the paint scheme and everything like this. Today, we're going to be doing that here on the lily body that I've just finished up cutting for my new brazen high-low build. And I have done this several different ways. I've done it on a few bodies and stuff like that. So it can be done hard body, Lexan, stuff like that. You can use your regular paints that you use on an everyday basis with other bodies. You can use an airbrush, everything like that. This paint style can work really good. And I've done it a few different ways. I've done it here on my class 2. I've done it on the outside of the body, where I did my base color underneath, and then went over everything with its own color, and then added all the highlighting and the accents and everything on the outside. And overall, outside wise, this came pretty good. And then I hit it with a little matte clear finish. Again, I don't think it turned out too shabby. And this is similar to the style or way that you will do it. Like if you are doing a hard body, obviously it's going to be on the outside versus the inside, because you can't see through a hard body. Versus Lexan here, where you can, and I have done on the inside, where you start with your clear body, you get everything masked off, you add all your accent lines, your different color combos and stuff like that, and then you can go over with the paint and everything like that. Now, you can go everything from minimal, just a few little highlights here and there, just tracing out the body lines, to adding some more character, like the little defects here, adding more color flare and stuff like that. So you can take it from as little as you want to the extreme. You can add a lot, and you can add not a lot. And you can go with one single color and then mix match stuff, or you can add multiple colors. I've seen this style work great with a variety of colors, and it looks really good. Like I said, I enjoy it. It's something that really suits my style, because like I said, even if I do mess up, I can fix that mistake and make it just look kind of like it meant to be. It's worked out really good. So let's get started. So first off, you got your body and everything all cut out. And I always try to throw on some form of latex gloves when I'm doing anything, versus inside taping everything off, just because I don't want my fingerprints. I don't want that oil from your fingers getting on the paint. Paint won't stick. So I get everything, body all cut. I get my window mask in, and then I take it to the sink. I grab a little bit of Dawn dish soap and some warm water, and I wash everything out. Then I hand dry everything out, or use my blowgun and blow everything nice and dry. And then, in addition, I also then take just some like lens cleaning, some little alcohol pads, and I wipe everything all the way down again. And I let it set, and I just let that air dry, and everything's all good. And then, again, gloves. So you don't want your fingerprints, anything on there. And the gloves are going to help keep the oils from your fingers out of here. So we have our body all cut. We have everything masked off. So what else are you going to need? Well, in addition, paints of your choice. Here I have some Tamiya PS colors and the Spaz6 paints, because the Spaz6, I really like their colors a lot. And I generally always back everything with the mirror chrome, especially if I'm using bright colors, because it just keeps that color bright. Black can sometimes dull the color out a little bit, but I like to keep the colors bright, so we're going to go with the mirror chrome. Then, a nice assortment of some acrylic markers. Posca paint markers are the best, and they have a variety of tips, everything from super fine tips to a super fat chisel and stuff like that. But I used the last of mine, so I just picked up some other ones when I was at the store. And I have a couple different ones here. Like these, I have a couple dual edge that has a nice little fine point on there, and then just a fatter round tip as well. And same with these color markers. And I like to get the variety of colors because depending on what color I'm using, depends on the color I'm also going to back with. And again, this is also dual tip, so we have a nice fine point there. And then on the other side, we have a nice chisel tip. And the chisel tip's really nice, especially with the flat versus like the round, because you can really kind of get in there or go a long ways if you need to. So that is that as far as choosing your colors. Now, as far as your outline and everything, we are going to start with black. So we're going to do this one on the inside, everything first. So we're going to start with our outlines, everything like that. And simply all you're going to do is with a black marker of your choice, you're going to go around basically all the body lines, all the door lines, any of these odd lines, hood line, windows, everything there, really kind of highlight the body lines of the truck. So I'm going to go ahead and knock that out and see how it comes out. All right. So we took a little bit of mix matching between some of the fine point and like the chisel tip or the rounder tip, and went around and you just catch all like the windows, all the trims, and then highlight, you know, whatever. I like to highlight any of the big panels, anything like that. I like to do a little bit here around any aggressive fender flares, anything like that. And I also did do a little bit on the inside there to highlight the bed, where the bed's going to break up there in the middle, where it's got that diamond plate platform, and then just a little bit around the back. Now, obviously, the steadier hand you have, the better it's going to be. My hand, not so steady, but so it takes me quite a bit, and I still have a few errors here and there, a little bit like that, but little things like that, it's okay. I can turn that into kind of the style. So now that you're all outlined and everything like that, next thing we're going to do is take black, and I like to use a little bit of the white or silver as well. And that is where we're going to add some of these random accents, the little 3 lines here and there. And like I said, I like to do a little bit of white and silver in there too. Maybe just put a little extra, little couple random lines in here and there and call it good. Now, there is no particular pattern. You can do as many as you want or as little as you want. Simply all you're going to do is pick a point, and you're going to do 1, 2, 3. You're just going to start adding little 3 lines just like that. And you can apply those in random places and stuff like that. It's just little spots that are just going to add into that character. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a few more on here in random places and go from there. So we laid down some of the little 3-line accents all around there. I did a little bit of some white and some black. And as you can see, I took the white and I just kind of put little squiggles, basically anywhere I felt appropriate. I like how it kind of comes out when everything's painted. Like I was mentioning, you just kind of have that little more character and flair to it. So at this point, this is all I'm going to do on this one. I'm ready to lay down some paint and hope it comes out okay. Now at this point, if you are looking to add a little more character to it, if you're looking to overlay, you know, some of that off shadow using some of the paint markers, that whatever color is similar to the base color that you're painting. Like the base color of the body here is purple, and on the truck I had it in, the theme on the truck is purple and green. So before I laid down any paint, after I laid down all the accents, I took whatever purple paint marker I had and I just kind of laid down a little bit of patterns here and there, kind of just sharpened up and made, you know, just some scribbles. And then I also took some green randomly and also put some green randomly in along with it. And you just simply taking like the chisel tip and just kind of back and forth. There's not a specific pattern or any guide that you need to follow. Whatever you feel is good, whether, you know, that just right amount, too much, too little, how far you want to go. And then once all those are done, then you can go ahead and lay down whatever color and the patterns that you choose. Whether you do one simple just base color like this, or if you choose to lay down in like a secondary color. Like here, I just did one simple green stripe all the way down the middle. And then I had, again, my accents here with the green and the purple. And then, again, just some white or some silver here and there. You know, just something to kind of break it up. I wanted to add, you know, some of this style where you're just kind of putting in extra chunks, stuff like that. Again, nothing crazy. There's no set pattern, but simply we'll just use this scrap piece of Lexan here because I'm not doing it on the one I'm working on. But you have your body line, you have your little accent lines, and you'll take like the chisel tip or whatever paint marker you're using, and you will just simply back and forth however you see fit. I mean, you can add all the patterns. You just go straight lines all the way around. You can add little bits here and there, you know, stuff like that. You can just kind of simply just like that. Or if you wanted to highlight over the accents, you can just wait for the black accents to dry and stuff like that. And then simply you would just kind of go over them just like this, and the highlight and the color would be behind it. This one in particular, we're not going to go ahead and do any of that. We're just going to go ahead and lay down some color. So let's see how it comes out. All right, and paint-wise, we're all done. We kind of two-toned it up a little bit. I took the Tamiya neon yellow there, and I used the Spaz electric blue, and then I hit the windows with a red tint, and then on the outside, before I peeled away all the masking, I cut out the bed area, and then I hit the bed with silver just because I felt like that bed needed an extra. And here's my boo-boo. When I was doing the window tint, I had my thumb with the glove on the inside, and I apparently rubbed a little bit of enough for the tint to go right through. But realistically, again, a simple mistake, kind of hopefully added a little bit of character to it. But overall, even with that little boo-boo, I'm not too worried about it. I can always cover that up with a sticker. But all in all, I think it came out pretty good. And then we get it set down here on the new high-low. I think everything there came out pretty good. Everything there is looking good. Nice little top view. So overall, definitely happy with the way everything came out. And like I said, it's not crazy. It does not take much to pull off this style of paint that's been on the body. You know, again, it's just as little as you want or as much as you want. You know, depending on how many body line details and stuff like that you want to add, how many little accents you want to add. If you want to add any extra brushing or color, something like this, I would have taken like the yellow paint marker on the inside before I laid down the main pattern. I would have did yellow here, and I would have did offset blue here, or vice versa. Again, however you choose to do it. And like the windows, I didn't have to tint them, but I was like, you know what, that red tint I think will look out pretty good. And again, a little bit that kind of came through right there, but honestly, I think it's okay. I think it just added just a little bit. And then here, I was okay. I knew it was going to happen where the colors mixed. I kind of wanted that. I was hoping blue and yellow would make a green. So all that, I think, came out pretty good. Pretty simple. Again, like the steadier your hand is, the better body lines and stuff like that will come out. And I don't have the steadiest of hands, so sometimes I'm having to hold that or hold two hands. So sometimes the lines get a little wonky for me, but in the end, the effect is all there, and the overall result, I think, is okay. Again, solid 10 footers. I mean, back here, I mean, everything looks pretty good. You know, a good little picture, some editing, everything looks great. I think it came out pretty good, and I'm happy with it. So if you have been thinking about trying this style or anything and just kind of didn't really have an idea what to do, it's simple. Some paint markers and paint, and again, like I said, you can do this on the inside of the body like we did here today in this video, or you can do it on the outside. And simply the difference with the outside is that basically you're just going in reverse order. You're getting everything taped off, and you're laying down your base colors and everything first, and then adding your accents and everything as you go. So you lay down your base color, and then you would go ahead and highlight and do all your body line accents and stuff like that. And then you would add any little lines or any additional paint blemishes and stuff like that you would want to do. You just kind of do it in reverse order. And this was all done with just regular spray paint. You know, if I would just take time and just finish getting my airbrush and everything set up, I can make this look a lot better, and I have a lot more color option because I have tons of it. I bought basically every color there was. I just been lazy. Haven't felt like setting up my airbrush. I still just been painting the old way. But overall, I think it worked out. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But in the meantime, I said if this was something you're willing to try out, and I said it doesn't take much. So get out there, have some fun. Again, I said this paint style and theme is not for everybody. Not everyone likes this style because it takes away from the scale aspect. But realistically, when we look back at this, how much of it exactly is scale left? You might as well have some fun with the paint, do whatever you want. I mean, I already do rock googly eyes a fair amount on most of my scale crawlers. That's not exactly the most scale thing, so take it as you will. But in the meantime, everyone, have a great one. Crawl on.